Brad, I keep my options open. That's just smart dating, my girlfriend said, while eating dinners I paid for and sleeping in my bed 3 nights a week. I kept calm, but her face crumbled when I finally played by her rules. Guys, I'm sitting in my classroom after school hours because I need to process what just happened with my girlfriend, and I can't think straight. I teach elementary school here in Kansas City, so I'm used to dealing with immature behavior. But this is next-level stuff that has me questioning everything I thought I knew about modern dating. So I've been with Maddie for 6 months now. She's 25, works as a social media coordinator downtown near the Power and Light District, and when we first started dating she seemed perfect. Smart, funny, independent, all that good stuff. I'm 26, pretty traditional guy, I guess. I own this little house in Midtown, steady job, and I've been thinking about asking her to move in with me because things seem to be getting serious. But here's where everything went sideways. Last weekend I brought up the idea of us being exclusive. Not moving in together yet, just exclusive. Like deleting dating apps, not seeing other people, normal relationship progression stuff. I thought after 6 months of dating regularly, going on trips together, meeting each other's friends, that this would be a pretty natural conversation. Boy, was I wrong. Maddie looked at me like I just suggested we get matching face tattoos. Brad, I keep my options open. That's just smart dating in 2024. I'm sitting there confused as hell. What do you mean, keep your options open? I mean, I don't believe in putting all my eggs in one basket until there's a ring on my finger. Modern dating is about exploring possibilities and finding the best fit. The best fit. Like I'm a pair of jeans she's trying on, so I'm trying to understand this. Maddie, are you saying you're dating other people? I'm saying I'm not limiting myself to one person when I haven't made any serious commitments yet. That's how smart women protect themselves from wasting time on guys who aren't serious. But here's the thing that really got to me. Aren't we serious? We've been together 6 months, I've met your parents, you've met mine, we've talked about future plans. Brad, you're being very old-fashioned about this. Exclusive dating before engagement is an outdated concept. I need to know all my options before I make a decision that big. All her options. I'm an option, so I asked the obvious question. How many other options are you currently exploring? She got defensive immediately. That's not really your business. The point is that I'm being smart about my future instead of just settling for the first decent guy who comes along. Settling. For me. I'm trying to stay calm here, but inside I'm thinking this woman has been sleeping over at my house 3 nights a week. I've been taking her on trips to Branson, buying groceries for both of us, and she's shopping around for better options. Honestly, it hurt more than I expected. I started wondering if maybe I really wasn't good enough, if she could see something lacking in me that I couldn't see myself. Maddie, if you're keeping your options open, why didn't you tell me this before? I thought we were building something exclusive. I thought you understood that we're still in the exploratory phase. Just because we're compatible doesn't mean we stop looking for potentially better compatibility. Better compatibility. After 6 months of what I thought was pretty great compatibility, that's when something clicked in my brain. I looked at her and said, "You know what, Maddie? You're absolutely right. Keeping options open is smart dating strategy. So I won't mind if you keep your options open and you won't mind if I close mine with you and open them with other people." The look on her face was priceless. Complete confusion. What do you mean? I mean, if you want to treat dating like a shopping comparison, then I'm going shopping too, starting tonight. Brad, that's not what I meant. What did you mean then? You said smart dating means keeping options open, so I'm taking your advice and opening my options back up. She started backtracking immediately. I didn't mean you should start dating other people. I meant that we should be realistic about relationship timelines and not rush into exclusive commitments. But Maddie, if you're exploring other options, why shouldn't I do the same thing? Seems only fair. She couldn't answer that. She left my house that night looking confused and upset, which was weird because I was just following her own dating philosophy. So I redownloaded Tinder, Bumble, and Hinge last night. If Maddie wants to keep her options open, then my options are wide open now too. I've got a few matches already, though honestly I'm not sure how this is going to go. Part of me feels weird about starting over at 26, but Maddie made it clear that exclusive dating is outdated, so I guess I need to catch up with modern times. Maddie texted me this morning asking if we're still on for dinner Friday at that place in Crown Center. I told her I'd have to check my schedule since I might have other plans now. She didn't respond to that. Just saw Maddie's Instagram story from tonight. She's at some fancy restaurant in Westport with a guy I've never seen before. Guess her options are being actively explored. Good thing mine are too. Here is the next update, everyone. The past month has been absolutely wild. I think Maddie seriously miscalculated how this whole keeping options open thing was going to work out. So remember how I reactivated my dating apps after she told me about her smart modern dating strategy? Well, it's been a slower process than I expected, but I'm starting to get some traction. Being an elementary school teacher with a house in Midtown and stable income apparently does make me attractive to women who are tired of dating guys who live with roommates and work gig economy jobs. I've been on 4 dates in the past month with 3 different women. There's Jennifer, who's a nurse at St. Luke's and thinks it's sweet that I work with kids. There's Amanda, who's a graphic designer and loves that I own my own place. And there's Sarah, who teaches high school in Blue Springs and totally gets my schedule. Not all the dates have been amazing. I'm definitely rusty at this whole thing, but it's nice talking to women who seem genuinely interested in the idea of exclusive dating. Meanwhile, Maddie has been acting really weird. At first, she seemed fine with my new dating schedule. When I told her I couldn't hang out last Wednesday because I had dinner plans with someone else, she was like, "That's great, Brad. I'm so glad you're putting yourself out there and exploring your options." But then something shifted. I posted an Instagram story from my date with Jennifer at this nice restaurant in the Crossroads. Nothing dramatic, just a picture of our dessert with "great evening" as the caption. An hour later, Maddie calls me. "Who's Jennifer? One of my options. Remember, you said keeping options open is smart dating. I didn't think you'd actually start dating other people right away. Why not? You've been keeping your options open for 6 months apparently. I'm just catching up. But Brad, we have history together. We've built something special." Have we? Because you told me that exclusive dating before engagement is outdated and that I shouldn't put all my eggs in one basket with you. She got quiet for a long time. Then she said something that made me realize what's really going on here. "I just didn't expect you to be successful at dating other people." There it is. Maddie was only confident about keeping her options open because she assumed I wouldn't have any. Since then, her whole attitude has changed. She's been texting me more often, asking about my dates, wanting to hang out more frequently. When I told her I was busy Saturday because I was taking Amanda to the farmer's market in Brookside, she actually got upset. "The farmer's market was our thing, Brad." "No, Maddie, the farmer's market is a place where people buy vegetables. You don't get to claim exclusive rights to public locations." But here's where things got really interesting. I've been doing some social media detective work. Remember those mysterious work calls she used to get at weird hours? The times she'd suddenly need to leave early for work events. I started paying attention to her Instagram more carefully, and I noticed she's been tagged in posts at some pretty upscale places around Kansas City with this guy who's clearly not a coworker. Expensive restaurants in the plaza, wine bars downtown, places way above what you'd expense for work events. So I did what any modern person does. I reverse image searched one of the photos. Turns out this guy, Chase Parker, is a real estate agent who's all over social media. BMW in his profile pics, expensive watches, posting from high-end bars and restaurants constantly. Classic flashy guy who probably makes good money and looks great on Instagram. The more I looked into it, the more obvious it became. Those work calls were Chase calling. Those work events were dates with Chase. Maddie's been actively pursuing this guy for months while keeping me as her backup plan. So Maddie's primary option is a guy who treats dating exactly like she does, but with more money and less interest in commitment based on his social media presence. The irony is beautiful, but here's what really got to me. Yesterday I was having coffee with Sarah near UMKC, and I mentioned that I was dealing with some relationship drama involving someone who's been dating multiple people. "Oh God, not another Chase Parker situation," she said, laughing. "Wait, what? This real estate guy who's notorious around KC for dating multiple women at once. A friend of mine went out with him a few times and then found out he was doing the same routine with like 3 other women. Apparently it's like his whole thing." My stomach dropped. "Chase Parker specifically?" "Yeah, you know him. I think my ex has been dating him." Yikes. "Well, good thing she's your ex then. From what I hear, that guy is bad news for anyone looking for something real." So while I've been slowly building genuine connections with women who actually want commitment, Maddie has been getting played by exactly the type of guy who treats dating like she does. Tonight Maddie texted me asking if we could have a serious conversation about where things stand between us. I told her I'd have to check my calendar because I'm pretty busy with my various options lately. She didn't find that funny. The woman who told me that keeping options open is smart dating is discovering that the strategy only works if you're the only one playing the game. Just saw Chase's Instagram story from Vegas with a woman who definitely isn't Maddie. This should be interesting. Guys, I cannot make this shit up. And we got the update too now. The past 2 weeks have been absolutely insane, and Maddie's entire smart dating strategy has completely imploded. So remember how I figured out that Maddie's primary option was Chase Parker, the flashy real estate guy? Well, it turns out she wasn't as slick at managing multiple relationships as she thought she was. About 10 days ago, Maddie started acting really strange. She was texting me constantly, way more than usual, and asking a lot of questions about my dating life. She kept bringing up our history and how special our connection was. I found it weird because this was the same woman who told me that exclusive dating was outdated and that she needed to keep her options open. Then last week, everything clicked into place. I was scrolling through Instagram and saw that Chase had posted a story from some expensive resort in Cabo. But instead of Maddie, he was with this completely different woman, a brunette who was tagged in all his photos, clearly on a romantic getaway with him. The next day, Maddie called me crying. "Brad, I think I made a huge mistake." "What happened?" "I've been thinking about us, about what we had, and I realize I was wrong about the whole keeping options open thing." "What changed your mind?" There was a long pause. I realized that what we have is really special and I don't want to lose it." But here's the thing, I'd been watching her social media. For the past week, there had been 0 posts or stories featuring Chase. No more mysterious work events. No more fancy dinner pics. It was pretty obvious that whatever was happening between them had ended. "Maddie, did something happen with one of your other options?" "What do you mean?" "I mean, you've been telling me for months that you need to explore all possibilities before making a commitment. What made you suddenly change your mind?" "I just realized that you're the one I want to be with." And this realization happened right around the time Chase Parker went to Cabo with someone else. The silence on the phone was deafening. "How do you know about Chase?" "Because I've been paying attention, Maddie. Those work events, those late-night calls, all of it. I figured out who your primary option was." She started crying harder. "Brad, it's not what you think." "What is it then?" "Because from where I'm sitting, it looks like you kept me as a backup plan while you tried to land someone you thought was better. And now that he's moved on to someone else, suddenly you want to be exclusive with me. I never thought of you as a backup plan. Then why didn't you want to be exclusive with me 6 weeks ago? Why did you only change your mind after your first choice ghosted you?" She couldn't answer that. "Maddie, I've learned something really important over the past month. There are women out there who actually want to be with me exclusively from the beginning. Women who don't treat relationships like a comparison shopping experience. Women who choose me first, not as a consolation prize. But we have history together. We have 6 months of you keeping me on the back burner while you pursued someone else. That's not history worth preserving." I hung up on her. The next day, Sarah asked me if I wanted to be exclusive. She said she'd been thinking about it for a while and really enjoyed getting to know me. No drama, no speeches about keeping options open, no sudden changes of heart after other options fell through. Just a straightforward conversation about wanting to build something together. I said yes immediately. Meanwhile, I heard through mutual friends that Maddie tried reaching out to some ex-boyfriend from college, but apparently that didn't work out either. Word around town is that she's back to cycling through dating apps, still looking for the perfect option. The woman who told me that keeping options open is smart dating learned that when you treat people like options, eventually you run out of people willing to be treated that way. As for me, I closed my options and found exactly what I was looking for all along. Someone who wanted to close theirs too. Maddie just posted a Facebook status about knowing your worth and not settling for people who don't appreciate you. The lack of self-awareness is amazing. You guys, this story has the most satisfying ending, and I wanted to share the final chapter because it really drove home everything I've learned about the difference between genuine connection and strategic dating. It's been 2 months since my last update and my life has been amazing. Sarah and I have been exclusive this whole time, and it's honestly the healthiest relationship I've ever been in. She deleted her dating apps the day we became official, no drama, no second thoughts. We're already talking about her meeting my parents and potentially moving in together next year. The difference is night and day. With Maddie, I always felt like I was auditioning for the role of boyfriend. With Sarah, I feel like we're actually building something together as a team. But Maddie wasn't done trying. 3 weeks ago, she reached out through a mutual friend asking if I'd be willing to meet for coffee. She said she had some things she wanted to say and that she hoped we could at least be friends. Against my better judgment, I agreed to meet her at a coffee shop in Westport. She looked different, not bad, just tired, like someone who'd been stressed for a while. "Brad, thank you for agreeing to see me." "Sure." "What did you want to talk about?" "I wanted to apologize for everything. For the way I handled our relationship, for not appreciating what we had, for treating you like you were disposable." "Okay, I appreciate that. I also wanted to tell you that I've learned a lot about myself over the past few months. I realize now that my whole approach to dating was wrong. I was so focused on keeping my options open that I never actually tried to build anything real with anyone." She paused, clearly expecting me to say something, but I just waited. "I know you're with someone new now, and I respect that, but I had to ask, is there any chance we could try again? I'm ready to be exclusive now. I'm ready to choose you." There it was. Even after everything, she still didn't get it. "Maddie, the problem was never that you weren't ready to choose me. The problem was that you wanted me to wait around while you shopped for something better. I know, and I was wrong about that. But you're still doing it. Even right now, you're asking me to be an option again. You want me to leave my current relationship to give you another chance, which means you're asking Sarah to be collateral damage in your journey of self-discovery." She looked confused. "That's not what I meant." "It's exactly what you meant. You're asking me to treat my current relationship the way you treated ours, as something disposable if a potentially better option comes along. I just thought, since we had something real." "Maddie, what we had wasn't real. It was one-sided. I was building a relationship while you were keeping your options open. Those are two completely different things." She started tearing up. "I don't know how to fix this." "You can't fix it, but you can learn from it. Stop treating relationships like shopping experiences. When you meet someone you actually like, try building something with them instead of looking for reasons why someone else might be better." "But what if I make the wrong choice?" And there it was, the mindset that had caused all of this. "Maddie, the right choice isn't a person. It's a decision to stop treating people like choices." Sarah didn't win some competition to be my girlfriend. We both decided we wanted to build something together, and we've been doing that ever since. I left her sitting in that coffee shop and went home to Sarah, who asked about my day, and listened to the whole story without once suggesting that maybe I should keep Maddie as a backup option in case things don't work out with us. What a concept. Looking back on everything, I'm actually grateful that Maddie taught me what I don't want in a relationship. She showed me the difference between someone who's choosing you and someone who's settling for you. Between someone who's building with you and someone who's just buying time while they look for something better. To anyone dealing with someone who wants to keep their options open while dating you, just remember that you deserve to be someone's first choice, not their backup plan. Don't let anyone convince you that strategic dating is smart. It's just a way of avoiding the vulnerability that real relationships require. The best relationships aren't about finding the best available option. They're about two people deciding they want to build something together and actually doing it. Maddie is still single as far as I know, still cycling through dating apps, still looking for the perfect choice while missing the fact that relationships aren't about choosing, they're about committing. As for me, I stopped being an option and started being a partner. Turns out that's where the real happiness is. Perfect justice.